Last week, the Justice Department said it would not approve their finding request as it was not legally obliged to do so. Joining us now in the studio is Miners Representative Advocate Dali Mpofu. Dali, thank you very much for coming in this morning. We appreciate your time.
Good morning.
I understand that this matter is still going to have a review in the High Court.
That's correct.
Okay, that's correct. When will that be happening?
Well, we are meeting with the Deputy Judge President today or tomorrow to get a date, but that date should not be too far, a couple of weeks maybe.
Yeah. What is going to be reviewed? Is it your application?
Yes, actually, yeah, there's been some kind of misinformation, which I'm not sure if it's deliberate or not. For example, when the minister made his speech last week, he indicated that the matter had been turned down. Actually, nothing of the sort happened. The main application is still going to be heard. What we had gone for was interim funding because we wanted not to delay the commission. So what we had asked is that in the meantime, before the main application is heard, we should get interim funding so that the two processes could run in parallel, and we failed in that bid of interim funding.
So the Constitutional Court was only basing its ruling on the interim funding.
Correct.
But they were also very clear that they didn't want to preempt the review of the High Court in their ruling. Are you confident about what's going to be the outcome in the High Court?
Oh yes, no, we're very confident about the outcome in the main application because, you know, we think that the rights are very clear. I mean, one doesn't even have to be a lawyer to see the unfairness in the current situation. And the public is hungry for the truth, and the truth can only come if assistance is given on both sides.
Okay. What about funding from a private donor? You've spoken about that. There's been reports around that. Any progress on some private funding for you?
Well, as you know, the chairperson of the commission has indicated that there was some unnamed donor, so we're still going to follow up as to what the progress is on that. But mercifully, there's also been very heartening public outcry, and an organization, for example, called Citizens for Marikana is doing private funding targeting individuals and the public at large and taxpayers and so on. And so whether we get public funding or private funding of that sort, we will then go back, at least hopefully in the interim, awaiting the main application.
There's something else I want to raise with you when I have you here. Something that's been an undertone in regarding this whole issue of funding is that some commentators are saying it should be an honor thing for you to be representing the miners, that legal fees should be a secondary matter. Would you agree with that? No,
of course. That's why we've pushed this for a year using our own money. You know, it's not just me, there are other members of the team. It is an honor. But just as it is an honor for the Minister of Justice to be the Minister of Justice, but he gets paid for that honor. So we think that, and for a doctor or for a teacher, it's an honor to contribute. But nobody says that those people should go on for a year without remuneration.
Yeah. How critical is the issue of fairness in this process?
Fairness is central. That's what it's all about. That's why I was saying, in this case, I've had so many people saying to me, you know, you don't have to be a lawyer to understand this one. And so we think that, and that's what fairness is about. It's something that you just feel inside. An example that was made, I think, on this show was, for example, that if you have a team playing and the other one is hamstrung, then obviously fairness is not to be achieved.
Just as a final question, you've done most of this work in the past 8 months or so on pro bono basis, am I correct?
No, not on pro bono basis. Pro bono is what we did when we did the criminal cases. For something like this, as the chairman of the Bar Council indicated, I think on Friday, pro bono lawyers do this maybe for 2 or 3 days. I've never heard of anyone doing a pro bono case for a year, because you must understand, in this particular case, when it was in Rustenburg, my team and we had to not only forgo the fees, but also pay for hotels, traveling there, consultations of more than 300 people, and up against a team for the police of 7 advocates, 1 advocate for our side. That already is unfair. But now what they're saying is that 7 against 1, now you must have 7 against 0. Because they're saying we should not even be there, which is patently unfair.
The commission is currently going on, and the examination of people are being questioned. Is that okay? Are you fine
No,
with
it's
that?
not okay. That's one of the issues we consulted over the weekend about, and we are going to be approaching the Commission to say that we are against its continuance without us being there, unless if the chairperson has this other mysterious funder in place.
Okay, thank you very much. There we're going to have to leave it. That's the Marikana Miners representative, Advocate Dali Mpofu.
News that moves. eNCA.com.